Hector Neris is re-signing with your Houston Astros.
Look at that. The dream collab that you guys wanted happened. It doesn't always go like this where fans are like, you know what should happen? The Astros should get Hector Neris back. The Astros were like, you know what, guys? You're right. We should get Hector Neris back. So he's back. He was, well, we remember Neris, how big he was. And even beyond that, there's a little, I don't want to call it aura, but there's a little swag to Neris when he's out there striking guys out. The guy likes to talk. He likes to show emotion. So he's back with the in the bullpen. It's big. We don't know when Ryan Presley's coming back. And some people may say, hey, maybe don't come back. I am not of that opinion, despite Ryan Presley's struggles. You need as many accomplished arms as you're chasing another title as you can have. So now, as we look at it, it means there is less importance of Caleb Ort, Caleb Ferguson, and Sean Dubin. You just either you shove them down when it comes to importance, or you move them up in games where they don't have to pitch in high leverage situations. And that's comforting. So at this point, you're looking at Neris, Taylor Scott, who struggled recently, Abreu, and Hader. That feels like the four guys you're going to go to when you need big outs in big situations, at least right now. We'll wait on Presley. And yeah. I like it. I like the move. It's proactive. You know you needed another arm. And it does ruin the chances of a very funny thing of them having to desperately bring back Montero. That is not in the cards for right now. Maybe Montero's a guy whose arm you lean on in late September when you just need an arm. But at this point, they've rectified at least an issue where a high leverage arm was needed, and they go get one where they didn't have to give up anything because Hector Neris was DFA'd, and he, unlike Montero, wasn't like, you know what, I'll take your assignment. Maybe the Astros said, hey, gave him a little nudge, gave his agent a little nudge. Hey, come on in. We got a spot for you.
This assignment.
Yeah, you want this assignment? So yeah, that's cool. What it means is we'll have to wait, honestly. But I'm in. I don't find any negatives behind this move. We know what he can do. We've seen what he can do when it matters, and you're gonna need him. Maybe not to win the division. That seems like you've got that wrapped up. But in the playoffs, yeah, give me Neris. Go get me a couple outs in the sixth inning.
Yeah, like you said, he's a Taylor Scott alternative. He is a plus on the Dubin, King, and Ort and Ferguson. I don't know, quadrant.
Yeah,
quintet. If you want to throw in some other jabroni that they've been throwing out there.
Where's jabroni?
Brian King.
There's another one, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that very low risk and possibly sub-reward of, you saw what this pitching staff or this pitching coaching staff has been able to do with other guys they brought in. I mean, Neris was on the team last year, so I'm not sure how much he strayed away from the Astros game plan or the Astros pitch selection that they emphasized while he was in Chicago with the Cubs. But, hey, at the very least, like you said, we needed some aura, and we got some aura from Hector Neris.
Of all people, Hector Neris back in an Astros
Goosebumps.
uniform. Well, that's a little strong, but I like it.
Next time he comes in with one out left in the sixth inning,
I'm waiting for him to strike a guy out and bark at him. I'm waiting for it. I love that from Neris, and his back. Hector Neris is back, folks. So that's a nice move that you can get him back on the cheap for the rest of the season. And I imagine he will be someone who they're going to depend on as soon as he's ready to go. They needed that arm, and they're going to get it. That's cool. That's cool. He was a fan favorite of mine, just to watch him go out there. So the fact that he's back and he can help, and he did not have as good of a year as he had with the Astros the last couple, as you might imagine. There's some magic to being an Astros pitcher. It appears, at least when the law firm or the creative writing team, depending on how you want to call them, Miller and Murphy, or Murphy and Miller, Either way, it works.
They're not Weiss and Benioff.
No, they are not. But I like what they've done with guys who may have not performed at a certain level, and somehow they get here. I thought the Kikuchi thing might take a while. Did not take a while at all. It was almost it did take like an inning.
It was the second inning of his first start.
It did take an inning for him to get squared away, but he figured it out, and he's been good since. So I expect the same from Neris. It probably isn't fair to just assume that every pitcher they touch is gonna work out, but the standard is there. They set a standard that suggests that any time they get a little bit of time to work with someone who may have underachieved in another place, they're gonna figure him out and work it out, and he'll be a contributor. So, Hector Neris.
Unless your first name's Caleb, apparently.
True.
Orton Ferguson.
Ferguson, yeah. Some things are unfixable. Maybe.
Aw.
Maybe it'll take a little longer for Ferguson. He's been too long with the Yankees and that crap organization. Just needs a little bit more time here.
A little more time in the oven.
Yeah,
He's ready to go.
He's not ready. I mean, we're slow roasting Caleb Ferguson. He'll be ready at some point.